This is an astonishing health alert having to do with people that are close to the rural areas. I know a lot of places, for example, in beautiful areas of Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, that are very close to open fields, close to forests, where the deer are plentiful. The zombie deer virus has now hit 24 U.S. states. This is an article on IFL Science. The so-called zombie disease has been reported in deer, elk, and moose across 24 U.S. states, according to a new warning by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. As of January 2019, at least 251 counties across the U.S., from northern Montana to southern Texas, have reported CWD in free-range cervids, members of the deer family, and farther afield there are similar concerns for reindeer in Norway, Finland, and to a lesser extent even to South Korea. It's scientifically known as chronic wasting disease, CWD. Chronic wasting disease, the contagious neurological disease, gets its sensational nickname because of its effect on the brain of cervids, including North American elk or wapiti, reindeer, mule deer, black-tailed deer, white-tailed deer, sika deer, reindeer, and moose. Deer that have been struck with the disease suffer from drastic weight loss, abnormal behavior, stumbling, drooling, lack of coordination, aggression, excessive thirst, and a fear of others. CWD is actually not believed by most to be caused by a bacteria, virus, parasite, or fungi. Instead, it appears to be a prion disease, a group of neurodegenerative diseases caused by rogue, misfolded proteins building up in the brain. Once one prion is formed, these rogue proteins can convert, quote-unquote, more of the normal protein into their abnormal form. So in effect, they're setting off a chain reaction that results in the buildup of prions in the brain. Humans can suffer from an unrelated prion disease known as Creutzfeldt or Jacob's disease, the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. However, that's just one theory. Another theory claims that the culprit behind the disease is a bacterium called spiroplasma. So it sounds pretty scary, but do you need to board up your doors and stock up on tinned food? Of course not. Scientists don't fully understand this disease, which probably does not sound too reassuring, but there's no confirmed evidence that it can be transmitted to humans from deer. It doesn't seem to infect cattle or other domesticated animals either. The main concern is for free-roaming cervids. Even then, the CDC notes that nationwide, the overall occurrence of CWD is in free-ranging deer and elk is relatively low. Quote, in several locations where the disease is established, infection rates may exceed 10%, that is 1 in 10, and localized infection rates of more than 25%, 1 in 4, have been reported, according to the CDC. The infection rates among some captive deer can be much higher, with a rate of 79%, that's nearly 4 in 5, reported from at least one captive herd. Now, maybe it's a good idea to try not to eat deer meat for a while until this thing clears itself up. I'll leave a link below for you for this on IFL Science. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.